De mare.
Hello. How are all of you? Welcome. It's early. It's early morning. It's early morning here in Portland, Oregon. This is a program over Africa Week 2020. For a lot of you, it's evening. Some of you, it's afternoon. I know we go worldwide, so for some of you, it might even be night. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm Alexandra Loves. I am one of the co-creatrixes of Africa Week 2020, along with Dima Mahmood. We've had an amazing week. It's been so awesome. We've had all of these we've had a lot of truth keepers and wisdom sharers come through, talking about how to use material and gardening and health and spirituality and community building and global citizenship. So if you haven't checked it out, because I know this is streaming over to my pages as well, if you haven't checked out Africa Week 2020, please do. So I'm here with you this morning. I want to orient you first before we start. For those of you who are joining me, you are very welcome to ask questions in the comments, as I will pull cards for a little while. I'll be here for about 45 minutes. So, my dears, my friend, oh, hello. Someone's here already. Mariah Bloom, good day to you. Please, will there be communication coming for Russell and I before this month end, please? Can you be a little more specific? I'm gonna, what are you focusing on right now, Mariah? For those of you who don't know, as Mariah answers this, for those of you who've never seen cards pulled before or don't quite know what it is, it's not fortune telling. That's a whole different medium. These cards are just meant to open doors to for people who are asking, to things that are already inside or waiting to emerge, is to bring light to wisdom. Okay, so between you and Russell, you're dealing with communications. Maybe there's some issues of communications between you two. Is that what's going on? I'll answer to that. I think that's what you're saying, Mariah. It's early. My brain is not as functional as it usually is. Okay. So it's to open wisdom. Using these cards is to open up wisdom channels. What you're going to hear, the things you're going to hear are things that you, on some level, even if you weren't accessing them before, on some level that you know and you'll be able to connect with. So for Mariah here, her question is, okay, please, will there be communication coming for Russell and I before this end of this month? And then she's saying communication then she's saying, I wonder if we will talk again. Okay. Okay, so this question is for Mariah. Transition. So I'll read it to you, and I don't know if you can see that. I'll read it to you, and then I'll talk about it. So the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. So this is suggesting that whatever is going on between you and Russell is in a transition. I mean, it's kind of, I feel like we're always in transition, all right? Our lives are always in some sort of revolution happening. But usually when you get a card that says this, it means it's something very significant. So it's a bigger transition than the two of you have maybe gone through. And the thing is about transitions is when transitions are happening, one of the best things you can do is let go. It says in the card, let go. If you have sort of, let me pull something else here. I don't know what the full situation is between you and this person. But letting go doesn't always mean giving up. It doesn't always mean, a lot of times is what people think. It's like, oh, I know I'm giving up, or I'm quitting. No, sometimes you need to allow it to be in the hands of universe or ancestors. Sometimes you need to just allow it to be in the hand, like out of your hands, and you not holding, feeling like you have responsibility for it, or feeling like that you need to do something. Usually a big transition comes after all the work has been done. All this work has been done, and then there's like a change. And so that's why you're hearing you let go. The other thing we'll say about this is order. Find a drawer and organize it, literally or metaphorically. Take command and aim for your desired result. Find the right sequence and be careful about perfectionism. So for you, Mariah, what I'm getting is for you to distract yourself. Whatever this is. Mariah, are you still there? Let me know if this is landing for you. I would distract myself and find something that you can, this is actually a really interesting spiritual principle. If somebody were to come to me and say, like, things are going right in my life, it's hard to, the success I thought would happen at my job, or, whatever, or this date that I thought was going to be awesome and it wasn't, and all that. And especially if they're telling me they had a feeling and it was gonna work, and it's the opposite experience. A lot of times the first thing that I will ask the person to do, and this is how I practice in my life too, is clean, as it's saying, clean out a drawer, organize a drawer, literally or metaphysically or metaphorically. The first thing I'll tell them is go find something in their house to clean. When's the last time you clean your kitchen? When's the last time, is your closet, are there clothes all over the floor in your closet? It's just the spiritual principle of cleanliness and order, and also just respect and taking care of your own space, your own sanctuary, your living space. And so that's what I would suggest for you, Mariah. Is this on point for you? Is this helpful to you, Mariah? Transition and order. And I'll put that right there in case you rewatch this video and screenshot. Gosh, you can't even really see that very well. One of the reasons that I like using cards like this, okay, I use an archetype card deck. This is from Carolyn Miss. Okay. I use the Cosmic Activations card deck. Not sure who the author is of that. These are just a few of them. I use the Sovereign Oracle deck. And now I use the Transverse deck by Michelle Cassandra Johnson, who I really would like her to be part of the Africa Week family. Okay. The thing is that's really cool about this is that you don't have to be some sort of initiated priestess or some sort of, shaman to use these cards. They're accessible to you, every single person who's watching and looking right now. This is a divination practice that this is a divination practice that anybody can access and use. How I started was I had this deck sitting next to my door. I pulled one every day and focused on it every single day. That's how I started using these, and I call it divination practice because they wake up what's inside you is divine. So it doesn't mean anything more or less than that. It doesn't matter what religion or creed or whatever you follow, what's inside you is divine. So this, if you're practicing with these and opening up to the divine, this is a divination practice. Okay. All right. Next question. Stacy Lynn Majetic. Wow. I've never seen that. Is it Machetic? Machetic? I have a friend who had a name like that, and his name is Mache, and it was spelled kind of like that. Is my soul life partner on the way sooner or later? As a forward love coach, I don't know if you know this, Stacy, but I'm a certified law of attraction coach. That's like still, even though a lot of my work right now is the more focus on the spiritual work and the ancestry and the internal transitions and all of that. Still, most people who I work with, the impetus for them seeking me out is because of love. So you are in the right place. Mayatich, Stacy Lynn Mayatich. All right. Stacy, you're in the right place because I am quite literally a certified love attraction coach. And Stacy, I used to teach this course. I still do sometimes when people are seeking it. It was called 4 Steps to Your Soulmate. And really it was what was happening within. That's really what the work is. This is always the work to finding your soulmate, is what's going on within. How you define, so everybody defines soulmate differently. There's lots of workings on it. There's lots of workings that are opposing on it. But again, no matter what you read and what you feel, no matter what you read and what you are taught, how you feel and what's inside you is always the most important thing. So, is my soul life partner on the way sooner or later? Okay, sooner or later, that I can't tell you in this moment. That's like a way deeper working, and I'm going to give you some good answers now. But I do suggest if you want to go even deeper with that, to go to my website and let's book a session. Let's work on it. But for now, let's first talk about your soul partner. Look at that, Stacy. Sula Spirit, I didn't know you did this. I'll be calling you. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Sula Spirit. She's one of our Africa Week 2020 family members here. She's a good soul right down there in New Orleans, right there living on my grandmother's street. Okay, Stacy. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source. Therefore, our belief that anything is possible. So, believing that anything is possible, this card is suggesting that you need to hold that anything is possible. So the first practice I'm going to tell you is anytime you have doubt about your soul life partner, right? Anytime you have doubt about it, then, keep it in check. How long are you going to do this? Because this is the thing that I see happen all the time is I want it. Why isn't it here? I can't get it. I want it. Is it coming now or later? I want. And so when we start to question it, when we start to put a timeline on it, it is actually, you're putting more control on it. You're actually pulling it back. You're making the fact that it is not happening it's a denser pattern rather than the pattern of this will happen. It is coming, right? So so this is a practice for you. If you ever get into that place of that's not happening, it's not like, where is it? Like, I don't understand. Okay, remember to spend more time, more effort, and more energy on the miracle of this person coming into your life. Does this make sense so far, Stacy? Are you still with us? Are you still with us, Stacy? I don't know. I'm going to keep going if you are. Stacy, Stacy, miracle, 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 miracle. So that's the first thing, is to hold that this will happen. I call this into me. It is for me. Because you know what happens when you spend more time, when you put more effort and energy into this is mine, this is for me, I will have this, is you start walking on this path where the healers show up, that sometimes you have roots on you that is preventing it from happening. So it will walk you to the path of where the healers show up to be like, oh, did you know you have roots on you? This is why you're not having this experience. Let's take that off. Sometimes the path will walk you to directly to that person. Okay. Sometimes the path is like, I met this person, I dated this person. It was not my soul partner, but their cousin is. Right. So when we spend time holding on to, instead of, when we spend our time holding on to my soul partners on the way, this is the path I'm walking, then all the things show up to get you there. The universe says, and I'll say this, the universe says to us, yes, we are the creators. We are the creators. Yes, you have ancestors of many dynamics. You have ancestors with you that are saying, yes. You have spirits with you that are saying, yes. When you were made by your spirits and ancestors, you were made from their very material. Your desires, the destiny that you are moving through, the passions and the purpose that you feel within yourself are directly from them in some way or form, but you are the lead. So when you have desires like this, the answer is yes, but you have to hold it in a way. Ooh, this is part of working with your spirits and ancestors. You have to hold it in a way that it is and it will be, and it then will be is. Does that make sense? It made sense in my head. Okay, I'm gonna pull archetype card for you, Stacy. Anybody else who has questions, please put them in the box. I will get to them. There's Africa Week. We are all magic, all power, all to the time here, all the time here at Africa Week 2020. Yes, that is true. For those of you who are joining me from my pages, this is a session over at Africa Week 2020. Please check it out. We are going to be here for 3 more days. The session's going on there 3 more days. There's numerology tomorrow. There's yoga tonight too. We have a feminist band. Stacy is totally following. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Let me pull archetype card for you. Okay, and this is okay. I'm so glad this is the card that came up. I can't believe this is the card. I can believe this card came up. I really believe this is the card that came up. This archetype card is, now before I pulled this, I wanted to tell you, this is how you hold yourself. Okay, this is how you're gonna hold yourself as you're on this journey. I think I literally have leaves in my hair. Okay. That's the archetype for you to focus on right now. The Queen. Again, I love these decks, especially Carolyn Miss archetype card deck. Even if you don't feel like you are an oracle reader, tarot reader, I'm not really a tarot reader. I like the oracle cards. These are really great cards to have with you. Okay. So I'm going to read you the light attributes first. Radiates regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. The Queen also builds fully from from her divine knowing, from her divine wisdom. The queen also is very clear of little picture and big picture stuff in her life in the queendom she's building. What else is the queen for those who are watching? Let us know in the comments. So right here, this always I don't want to say always. I'm saying always less because in 2020, if there's anything I have continuously learned, it is that there is not really an always, except for like this world's getting more bizarre. But I'm learning to change my language around some of this. Often when I pull this and we're talking about love and wanting sort of that partner to come through, when the queen comes, it's calling us up into a more grounded place about whatever it is we're trying to create, whatever it is we're trying to experience in our life. The queen, when it comes to love, if you can imagine this analogy, imagine yourself sitting in a throne, and imagine that in the creation of your life, it is as easy as saying, this is what I want. This is what I create. Everything comes to me in order to create it. This is what I will experience in my life. I will have that. Everything is by your command. So I don't know if you're sitting in that place where you command in your life, but now is the time to start playing with that. Play with it in small ways. I want that apple. That apple is mine. This bowl of soup will nourish me. Start with little things, start in a safe way with things, this water will hydrate me. That's going to happen. Command it. Practice your command. Then step it up. This water brings me prosperity. This bath will heal my knee. Practice your commanding. And you will start to see things change. You will start to feel yourself sitting on that throne. And then when it comes to things where we're talking about, other people in our life, when we're talking about, money that might not have manifested in front of us, a job that we really want, the sanctuary that we want to create for ourselves and live in, those things that are seemingly not as tangible as, the bowl of soup in front of you, you will start to notice how your command has more power. But you have to start with small things first. Yeah, Stacy, does this make sense? The shadow attributes becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Look, if you practice this, you're going to become very powerful in your command, how you create things from your command. Even the command of this relationship is mine. I do want to say this. I would never command, and this is one of those nuances when it comes to other people. I would command, I will have a loving relationship with the person who is the most compatible with me and my spirits and my ancestors, right? But I would never make that command if I had that person in front of me. I would never say, this is the man that will blah, 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 blah. I would never put that on a person because you're talking to someone else who is commanding or might be commanding, right? And also you don't want to program yourself that this is the only option, this person right here, even if it feels really good, even if it's the first awesome relationship you've had in a long time, because that person could be the person who is preparing you for the next one. But what you can command is, if this is when the person comes in front of you, the next person that you think, yes, maybe, you can command as the queen, if this is the person that is my soul life partner, then make it very clear to me over and over again. If this is not the person who is my soul life partner, please allow me to get what I need from this relationship and move on from it with grace and ease. Right? Elsa, hello, and welcome. Please ask your questions. I'm just finishing up with a question with Stacy. I'm here to pull cards for you, girl. Hello, Elsa. So, Stacy, does that make sense? And then the shadow attribute, like I said, becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, blah, 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 blah. By your command, like when I'm commanding stuff, I don't say it out loud. I don't like go to dinner with my friends and then say to the server, like, I command you to bring me yekekalicha. I don't do that. This is a really internal practice. It's elusive. It's for me. I'm just sharing it with you. This is what I would do. This is what I share with my clients as well. Stacy, let me know if all that landed for you. Queen and Miracle. The universe is saying yes. It is yours. You can have it. Put more effort and energy into that. Effort and energy into that. This is going to happen. And Queen, this is suggesting of how you should proceed and participate in your life right now. It's also a confidence builder when you start to sit on a throne and command your life that way. It's a confidence and esteem builder. So try it. Try commanding about apples and soup. Ha! Commanding your boys to clean their room. You know what you can do with kids? It's very interesting because they are you. They are your flesh and blood. One day you will be their ancestor. I mean, you're like their ancestor in practice right now. What you can do is you can command things like you can command, I will find the way to inspire these boys to clean their room. I will see the opportunities. Queens see all the opportunities. Queens find opportunity in everything. Everything. It's sort of like that old genie thing. It's like, I can't think genie can give you 3 wishes. Also, I'll be with you in just a minute. The genie can give 3 wishes, but he can't make somebody fall in love with you, and he can't bring somebody back from the dead. And so it's kind of like that thing when we're talking about this type of manifestation, this type of commanding your life. This is what will be, right? When you're talking about another being with complete free will, that is a human being, it is never suggested. I don't practice that way spiritually, is like of ever doing something to someone unless it's to protect yourself. And even in that kind of route, it's not, I wish this person dies. It's, I protect myself from this person. I want to know what to do so that this person can't harm me anymore. I send back whatever this person has given me. So it's all about myself first in relation to whatever it is. So same with your voice. I will find the inspiration so that they will clean their rooms. I will word it with sweet words and inspiring words in a way that that will inspire them to do it, Okay. Elsa is saying, make it fun for them. Make it a game. Play music, dance, jump on the bed. Well, how old are they? Because they might also think that mom is crazy. They might be teenager age and going, oh, mom is embarrassing us, because teenagers are embarrassed by mom's breathing sometimes. It doesn't take much. Okay, Elsa. Okay, love again. Okay, so for those of you, some of you know we've been watching. Elsa is saying, what actions am I being guided to take in romantic love? Okay, so for those, I highly suggest for Elsa and Stacy, please, if you want to go deeper with this, I am a love attraction coach. That is part of what I do. When you have a chance, check out my website. If you want to go deeper than we can go here, come have a session with me, because this is this is sort of the grounding for a lot of the work that I do. And it's also, love in relationships is a really big portal, a really popular portal, especially for women to discover themselves, to discover their own divinity and who they really are. It happens a lot through, I think that happens for all of us through relationships. It doesn't matter who you are, how you identify, but especially for women, the way we show up in relationships is, it's like such a powerful route. It's such a powerful route. Okay, Elsa, I will. Good. I look forward to it. But for now, this is what I'm going to share with you. Okay. We're going to start with the archetype card for you. Hermit. Now, you don't always take archetype cards literally. Just saying that right now. Sometimes people get upset with this card. Let's talk about it. Hermit, light attributes, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. So what that is suggesting is a preparation, because you're talking about, what actions you want to take as far as romantic love, meaning that you want to experience romantic love, right? I'm assuming this means you want to experience it and not that you're trying to get out of it. I don't know anybody who's like, there's too much romantic love in my life, I need to move on. Right? So what's coming in right now is that a reorganization of your integrity of what you actually want. It's time for you to re-educate yourself from within. It's time to get more clear on what it is that will really work for you and be compatible with you before that romantic love comes. All right. She says that could be the Virgo I was dealing with. Virgos. Don't get me started. I love Virgos. I love all people. What this is saying to me, as far as this question and what's coming up for me, is that the actions you need to take is to find more integrity in what you're focused on and what you want. That doesn't mean I'm not suggesting like get rid of romantic love. That's not the idea of wanting and moving towards, getting that, calling in romantic love. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's time for a like the practice would be to sit down and literally write down. Now when I say write things down, it is just to get things out. It doesn't mean that you put your hand on it and then get it bronzed and sealed and say it will be like this or nothing at all. It's just so that you can get what's in here out. Okay. And so the practice I would suggest to you is to write down everything it is that you want, like on a legal pad, like write, or a piece of paper or a computer, write it down and leave room to the side, and then like say conceptually what it is. So I want somebody who opens doors, because we're talking about romance. Okay. I want somebody who opens doors for me. Okay. I'm just an example. Conceptually what that is I want somebody who shows chivalry, who cares to do little things for me. And we're going more general here. Someone who has a sense of duty in his role in our or her role in our relationship, right? I want someone who can pay my way. Generally, what that's talking about is security. I want somebody who can bring me security, financial and resource security. All right. This is what this person has to bring. So start defining when you're talking about romantic love. Okay. I will write it and maybe revisit. Yes. Yes, if you've already done it, revisit it because you are different. You're especially, and now we're in 2022. A lot of I suggest for anybody who's been doing any practices regularly, divinity practices, journaling, making big decisions in their life, whatever, since like May, since even before, since like March, if you've done any of that, and let's just say 2020, if you've done anything in 2020, which was like, if you took a class in the beginning of 2020 that, there's like a self-empowerment class or you read a book or whatever, do it again. Especially for this year. Now, I would say that with any class at any year and any time, I'd be like, return every year, like come back every 9 months. But we are transitioning so fast right now. Everything is changing so much that anything that you've written down, anything you've decided for yourself, like you are different. The downloads that have come into your mind are different. What you will find out that when you rewrite this and redo it, that things matter differently, especially not only because of all the wisdom that's coming through and that our ancestors are walking closer with us, and that we are seeing the truth of many things that we are taught not to see the truth of. Not only that part, but also because of the chaos that is surrounding us. It's not just about it happening, it's about how it's affecting those around us and the systems around us. That is also part of it. So, my dear, yes, rewrite it, revisit it. And also, and this is a practice that I say use a lot of discernment with, get clear on what your red flags are, get clear conceptually what those things are. I'll tell you a story. One of my red flags was flakiness. If the person was flaky even once, it's a no. It's an absolute no, right? And I was just so clear on that. That was like a thing that I written down, like if they're flaky, if they're not calling me back, if they're, all this stuff. And then I realized that it was, well, what's behind the flakiness? What is it about the, and it was disrespect to our agreements, not able to fulfill agreements. It was that conceptually. And it made me look at when men get flaky with me differently. And actually I ended up having an amazing relationship with somebody who did something in the beginning that was really flaky. And it turned out it was that he wasn't responding really. We had a great time together, but he wasn't really like the texting. He wasn't really responding to the text. And I'm not talking about like long texts. I'm just talking about like, hey, what's up? Or like, are we still on for Sunday? Like regular text. It turned out the guy just cannot text for, and I found out this from hanging out with his friends who were like, oh yeah, and you never text him, you call him. Because he, for some reason, texting just does not compute to him. It's not a medium he gets. And I was like, oh, they're like, yeah, if you text him, it sounds like you're talking to like a 95-year-old who was given a smartphone and just really doesn't get it. That's what it's like texting with him. Everything else as well. But to me, like that was like flaky. But then when I found out, and the thing was that he totally respected our agreements. He totally respected our agreements. And when I realized that, so get clear on your red flags and what they really are conceptually as well. That's another thing that is very important. Okay, so spend your time doing it. Don't talk to your friends about it. Don't talk to the people around you about it. Let it come from within. Spend time really, stop with outside influence on any of it. It's all whatever is within you. Okay? The shadow attributes of this is withdraws from society out of fear and negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. You can take that quite literally. I don't think I don't get a hit that that's you, but just so you know, that's there. She's saying, yes, super important. I should also reflect the list back at myself to make sure I'm not doing the same in my relationships. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. The self-reflection is so important. Tarse M, welcome, welcome. If you ask a specific question, I can answer from the cards. I have one more card to pull here for Elsa. Yes. Reflect the list back at yourself. And anytime, I'll tell you, anytime that there is a conflict, anytime that I feel something that triggers up in me, anytime that like something happens, I'm like, how did that happen? The very first thing I do always is reflect back on myself. How did I show up in this situation? Could I have done this differently? Did I make a transgression? Was I doing the very best I could? Was I in integrity? Right. And I do this to a fault because sometimes, I have dealt with vampires before, and with vampires, like, you just got to throw it up to, like, that is how they go through life. Some people just go through life with, all they do is cause conflict. All they do is try to leech you from all your power. That's how they survive in this world. And so sometimes it's like, whatever they say, you always are going to come out as the enemy, the bad person, whatever. But still, even in those situations, I'm looking for like the seed of truth, where when I'm self-reflecting, can I learn? Okay. What can I learn? What here? Is there something for me to change? Could I do things differently? And so, yes, when you're looking at this list, please self-reflect. Okay. And the last card for you, Elsa, this is from this deck, Transverse deck. I love this deck. It's a new deck. I'm on the prowl for more decks that have that are made by women of color and have images of women of color. This is made by Michelle Cassandra Johnson, and water. Okay. I choose to swim with the river with confidence that when needed, the divine will offer me a life jacket. I choose to swim with the river with confidence that when needed, the divine will offer me a life jacket. I'll say it one more time because I want this to be your meditation, actually. This is a really great way to work with water. I'm going to put it right here so you can come back to the video and screenshot this. I choose to swim with the river with confidence that when needed, the divine will offer me a life jacket. Elsa, say that before you drink water every time, or at least once in the day. Put that intention into your water. Show me the way. I'll follow. And then say this, I wish to have romantic love. Show me the way. And then say this. Oh gosh. Well, you saw it, water. Yeah. Elsa, I look forward to working with you more. You know where to find me. AlexandraLoves.com. Work with me tab. Yeah. Thank you for asking. Let me know in the comments while I start on somebody else if this worked out for you. Okay. Tars M. I want a reading too. I want to know, it's a really important question. My ex Ama girl feeling towards me. Please answer your question. I really want to know her feelings. Okay. So I can tell you this. I am not a psychic in that I can dip into I don't practice psychic in a psychic way where I can dip into other people's feelings and then let you know about them. That's not how I practice. But what I can do, Tarse, what I can do is tell you how to proceed, give you suggestions on how to proceed. Hello, Imani. Hello, welcome. I'm just answering some questions here. If you have one, I'm answering a question right now for Tarse. So what I can do is, yes, so Tarse is saying, okay, here's the thing. When somebody becomes your ex, no matter how much it hurts, how much we might long for them, how much we want, yes, the cards will do the work, exactly. No matter what the situation is, it's really important for us to take stock in to take stock in what we have received from the relationship, what's not for us in the relationship, and to provide a space where we really can sort of close out what was in the past. Now, that does not mean that we won't ever see that person again, or we might not get back with the person again. But if a relationship ends, it means whatever that iteration was between you and the other person is over. Tar says, I think we had a karmic relationship. Probably. I mean, you have the best wisdom on knowing that within yourself. All right. So let me pull from this deck. I want to make sure I'm shuffling between each person really well. So you think you had a karmic relationship. Gosh, a lot of love questions today. For those of you who don't know, I'm a love attraction coach as well. I do everything for the sense of the spiritual, from what is within you. You have the wisdom, you have the healing, the doors need to be open within you. You have your own answers. I also am a love attraction coach. That is one of the certifications I have. And love has just been in the air. It's interesting. We just got to the fall equinox, so that makes sense. One in closeness. Okay, Tars. I don't know if I'm even saying your name right. I'm sorry. Fertility. Let's talk about fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we ever were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. A new and grander expression of ourselves. Tars. In this time of not communicating with your girlfriend, it's time to find a greater expression of yourself. This is this ground. Tarsem. Ah, okay. It's coming in with a space where I'm seeing it. Tarsem. Thank you. Or it might be Tarsem, or it might be Tarsem. Thank you, Tarsem. Right now is a time of fertility. Like I said, whenever you have a breakup, it doesn't matter if you get back with the person later or never see them again. It doesn't matter if you're longing to see them or you really think you should be together. The breakup is, no matter how much it hurts, a gift for you to reevaluate yourself, for you to deeply be discovering what's going on inside you, to remember who you are as an individual outside of a relationship. Tarsem, do you have any spiritual practices? Do you do like any grounding work? Do you do any divinity practices for yourself? Do you do meditation, journaling? What do you do? Hi, Marissa. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'll answer your question. Oh, that's not a question for me. Imani, Marissa is reacting to what you were saying last night. She says to PM her. And Marissa, if Imani's not on here anymore, I'll screenshot this and get her in touch. That's what we do here at Africa. We get people in touch with each other. I got you. Okay. Tarsem, because I didn't want to use my surname. I understand. So Tarsem, do you have any kind of practices of like self-healing, self-care, anything that can help you, that you help yourself, that you heal yourself with? Here's the thing I want to say, especially for everybody on here who are talking about who are interested in relationships, who are interested in romance and everything. The best relationship that you can have, okay? The best relationship that you can have is when you are fully grounded in yourself, know where you're going, know your nature, know yourself, live as yourself, are evolving as yourself, working through your own spirit. I don't mean that religious way. I mean just like who you are inside. and show up in a relationship with someone who can accept all of that, who can be compatible with all of that, who can inspire all of that more, and they are doing the same or working towards the same thing. And so when we get these breaks, where we were with somebody, even if it's a karmic relationship, especially actually if it's a karmic relationship, when we get these breaks, especially ones that hurt the most, there's an opening in our heart. There is a void. And the best thing that we can do is to go deeply within and see what is being birthed. What did I learn from this? What did this person open up with me? What did this person open up in me? Is this making sense for you, Tarsem? This fertile time that you're in? Fertile times don't always feel great. Sometimes they feel like your heart's being ripped out. Does this make sense? Yes? Okay. My intuition is telling me that you're an amateur. Sorry, but that's true. Thanks for the cards. All right. So, see ya. All right. So, who's next? Oh, Imani. Peace. Imani. Peace, Marissa Kelly. Many thanks for your kindness. Peace. Feel free to reach out. Let me tell you something about pulling cards, everyone. Some people are not going to like what you say. I'll tell you this about online as well. Some people are not going to like what you say or what you do. You have to go with your own intuition. Tarsem doesn't like what I'm doing. He doesn't like what I'm doing or what I'm saying. Here's the thing. If you start digging into yourself, if you start finding out what's really there, okay? If you start going and finding out truths, there are going to be truths that you do not like. You are going to find out if you go to a tarot reader, an oracle card reader, a healer. I have this experience quite a bit. I heard things about myself and about my life, my family, and how I have to do this life, and things about me that I just was not ready to accept, and was ready to attack the people who were saying the things to me that I did not like. It's up to you on how you want to proceed. Take it or leave it. Okay, Bianca Garza, hello and welcome. Blessings. Thank you for being here. Do you have a question? We're coming to the end of time right now, but I will answer more. If people have questions, please put them in the box. Yes, yes, it begins with the study of your own self-ego. Yeah. Never have I gone to a reader who I didn't like what they said and said, you're an amateur. I don't like you. If that's your reaction, I think there's some work that you need to do. If you don't like it, just walk away. It's not hard. The easier thing is to try to throw it back on somebody. No one's ever done that to me before. That's really interesting. I wish Tarsem well in his journey. Also reminding everybody here that we can only go so deep on the internet. There is a boundary. there is a boundary here of how deep we can really go. Thanks for the support, Imani. Okay. Bianca Garza, will I become pregnant in 2020? Okay, so this is this is one thing I want to say. I cannot give you direct. I'm not a fortune teller or psychic in that way. I'm not reading directly from the record. I can't read directly from the record of everything in an internet session like this. What I can do is to give you guidance on the journey of pregnancy. Is that what you of becoming pregnant? Is that something that you want? Because I'm pulling from archetype cards. I can tell you, I can sort of help you open doors of how to think about it, how to wrap your mind around it. I can do that. If that's what you want, that can happen in this session. Let me know in the comments here. Wicked Marshmallow also has a general card reading for anxiety. If you can't answer just general, then Bianca, Bianca, hello. Okay, you're ready. I'm going to give you sort of guidance on this journey to pregnancy. All right. This is the card that just came up. Child Divine. Light attributes. Innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. Yeah. The shadow attribute is an ability to defend oneself against negative forces. So in this journey, what this is suggesting is, well, first of all, do you have practices? Like, do you have spiritual practices of your own, healing practices, self-care practices? You know, whenever there's something that you want and you have sort of a timeline on it, first, I generally advise against like a specific date, like by the end of 2021, right? What I do suggest is asking within your self-care practice, your spiritual practices, asking very clearly, this is what I want. I want, you know, this I'm guessing that you're asking because you want to become pregnant, not because you don't. But I'd like to get pregnant in 2021. Show me how to get there with ease and grace. Bring me to who I need to work. Bring me who I need to work with. Bring me to who I need to work with so that this can happen. Yeah, Bianca. Let me know what is out of balance in my life so that I can get closer to, you know, whatever will help me bring in this pregnancy. When we're talking about the inner child, innocence, purity, and redemption, go to that place of pure joy and love. Remember the things that you love to do the most when you were a child. Children are very powerful manifestors. I mean, we know this. They manifest walking. They manifest, you know, they're able to control the room around them with a wink. You know, that they're very powerful manifestors, and they also see all options everywhere. They don't look at the world in limits and the structures we do that we get, you know, conditioned into over time. What does a kid do as soon as they get into the elevator? They press every button because they want to engage with every single option. So when you're asking in your own sort of divine practices, when you're asking, start opening yourself up to all of the options, because especially when we're talking about pregnancy, there's a lot around us that talks about our limits in this world, whether it has to do with our relationship, how our bodies work, or what's, you know, our age. There's when it comes to fertility and pregnancy, we get more limits and more troubles. We have programmed ourselves, you know, most of the world has programmed ourselves, especially if you're here in the United States, to have, you know, skepticism and fear around women's bodies, our fertility and pregnancy. So go and work with your inner child and say, you know, what let's talk. Like, what is it that's out of balance in my life? Yeah. And then right here, I have a couple more questions here too. Agreement. Take joy in defining roles and responsibilities and clear guidelines. A clear guideline is required to maintain the relationship. Deliver on promises and reset expectations when necessary. So I would definitely focus in on deliver on promises and reset expectations where necessary. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. You can rewind the video when it's done and screenshot that. So if you're putting any pressure on yourself around pregnancy, if you're putting any pressure on yourself around pregnancy, redefine that. Why is there pressure? Where is it coming from? Is it helpful to me? How can I get around it? Yeah, is this helping? Is this helping, Bianca? I'm going to move on to the next question. Hello, can you give me a general wicked marshmallow? And then Marissa, I'll get to your question too. Wicked marshmallow. I love it. Hello, can you give me a general reading in regards to my anxiety? So strong for the last week. Yes. Well, first of all, I'll tell you this. We just went through a portal of a new year. I know it's not the new year we celebrate here in the United States. Bianca said 100% resonated. Okay, awesome. Bianca, awesome. All right, back to Wicked Marshmallow. How did you get that name? I love it. All right. Wicked Marshmallow. We just walked through a portal. Loved your reaction. We just walked through this portal right now. It's the new year. It might not be the one we have here in the United States. So it's the the new year. When we're talking about like indigenous or original peoples in West Africa, we just walked through a new year, and there was a spike I noticed in my own anxiety. There was a spike in the purging of people's pain everywhere, not just online, but like everywhere within my clients, within my friends. They're just like things we can't deal with. It's too much pressure, right? We're also in 2020. This is 2020, just in case anybody doesn't know. And we're under a lot of pressure. I don't know anybody who doesn't feel the pressure. Even if you're enjoying your life, there is a pressure happening. And we just had a huge season change while the world is flooding and burning and shaking and tornadoing. Okay. So if you are probably a sensitive person. And so some of the anxiety that you have experienced, whatever's going on in your life, remember that you also are experiencing what the pressure of everything that's happening around you in this world as well. We talk a lot about being empaths and sensitives, and even if we don't identify in that way, many of us who were born in this time, specifically right now, we were made specifically to be here right now. Even if we do not identify as empaths or sensitives, even if we don't identify that way, we are. So you are also feeling what's going on around you. Okay, Wicked Marshmallow says, somebody called me Wicked. Wicked, I just stuck with it ever since then. Yeah, but where did the marshmallow come from? Because I don't know if that's your real first name. I mean, it might be your real first name, but I've never heard that name before. Marshmallow. Okay, so anxiety. I'm going to give you guidance here on how to proceed while we're in this time. First of all, did what I just explain about sort of the orientation of where we're at, did that land with you? It's not just what's going on with you. It's also how you are being a receiver of what's going on in the world. Yeah? Okay. Earth. This is actually really perfect because this is where I would direct you to. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. Okay, so what I would say, and this is a really great practice for, okay, yes, it resonated with me. So Wicked Marshmallow is there with me. This is the first thing that I would suggest for you, okay? And that is go when you have anxiety, when it's bubbling up in you. She's also an earth sign. Awesome. And she's, or it might be he, actually. I'm saying she, but it might also be a he. I can feel those who are closest to me in their emotions, especially in real life. Yeah, I would call that empathic. Okay, so go stand out on the earth. I'm going to take this very literally because this is the practice that was coming up that I was thinking for you anyway. Go out and stand on the earth. Stand on it when you're feeling the anxiety. Barefoot if you can. If you have a private okay, Wicked Marshmallow is a she. Go stand on it, bare feet. Okay. If you have a private backyard and it is safe for you, lay on it naked. Okay. And let the earth know what is going on. I'm feeling this anxiety. I'm feeling all the things. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing about anxiety and anything really, but especially anxiety, speak it out. Speak, because anxiety, when you're feeling anxiety, there's like a pressure. There's a pressure going on, and it actually can draw your spirit, like it can actually draw pieces or part of your spirit away, because we're sort of thinking about it's like a time traveling thing that's actually going on. There's like this time traveling thing going on, and your spirit actually can be, parts of you can be drawn out. And so, because there's all this pressure going on inside, so you want to get it out, all the things in your mind that are just like, you know what I'm saying, Wicked Marshmallow? You know that feeling? All that going on, you have to speak it out. Even if it sounds juvenile, even if it sounds ugly, even if it sounds embarrassing and humiliating, whatever it is, it's what's real. It's what's going on. You must speak it out. Now, for some people, they can journal it out. Some people, they can exercise, whatever it is. Everybody, hopefully it's not drinking or doing drugs, you know, because that can then lead, especially if you have anxiety a lot, it can be a pattern of substances that aren't really helping you. It's just taking the lid off, right? Okay, so huge pressure on my breathing system lately. Okay, yeah. Okay, so she's saying, like, she's understanding. Okay. So you want to go to the earth and you want to stand in the earth barefoot, and you want to speak everything that's coming out. Stream of consciousness, just like everything, ever speak into the earth. And you want to keep saying, earth, please take this from me. Please take this from me. I can't hold this anymore. Take this from me. Let me take the pressure off. I want to breathe again. I want to be living grounded. Speak it into the earth. We're doing this card quite literally. Okay. We're not taking this card metaphorically. We're doing this as a literal practice of grounding ourselves in the earth for anxiety. Okay. Now, if you're in a place where there's like snow and rain and everything, you can't do that. Then the best thing you can do is get your face real close to the earth and speak all this out. Lay with your rain jacket on or whatever, lay into the earth, dig out the snow and the ice, and just speak it all, speak it all, speak it all. The earth is here to recite, is here for many reasons, but it has a magnetic charge to help take out what we don't need. Western science is catching up to this now. You can find studies on ions and stuff, the negative ions. All right. There's actual grounding. You'll find grounding practices in all sorts of indigenous practices. You can do this by your will. Okay. There are places you can stand on earth that you can literally feel things being pulled out of you. It's a relationship that we have. So let's take this literally for that anxiety. Okay. Yeah. So you understand that pressure. It's like something suffocating you from within. I'm going to pull something from the transverse deck for you to help you with that. These are like good things to repeat for yourself. And then we have 2 more questions from Marissa, and I see you there. Marissa, let me know if you're still here. I'll do Marissa and then Tessa, and then we'll be done. But stay tuned because I'm going to say something. If you're watching, even if you're not asking the question, stay tuned because the answer might be for you as well. Okay, so for you, wicked marshmallow, air. It feels like the winds around me change inside. Ooh, you're talking about this breathing. Do you have one of those big extra? For you, what keeps coming up is practices. You need practices. Do you have one of those big balls? Okay, Marissa's still here. Tessa, let me know if you're still. Do you have one of those big exercise balls? Wicked marshmallow? Let me know if you have one of those big exercise balls. And Tessa, let me know if you're still here as well. And also come back to this video and screenshot this because I want you to use this. Oh, can you see it? Yeah. I want you to use this this thing right here. I feel the winds of change around me and inside me. Okay. Okay. You don't have one of those. That's fine. You want to find, like, you can even take pillows and stuff and put them like where your thoracic spine is, like right here, like between your shoulder blades and like your hips. And you want to lay back when you can't breathe. Okay. After you've grounded, you've talked to the earth, or you've stood on the earth, or maybe even even naked on the earth. and what you want to do is you want to lay back. And you want to say this: air, I feel the winds of change around me, inside me. You want to say that over and over again. You can say whatever you want that is helpful to you. This is what's been pulled for you. So that this might just be a cue for you, or it might be the actual thing you say. But it's suggesting, it's interesting that you got, two things that are about our elements. And that also suggests to me, honestly, that your anxiety, no matter what's going on in your life, might be something that normally gives you anxiety, but more of this is about what's going on around you. It has less to do with what's going on for you specifically. Lay back, set a timer. If you are somebody who has a hard time being consistent, or right now in this time in your life, or somebody who feels like, I just don't have time for stuff like this, then do it only for 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes in a day to do this. Five before you go to bed, and lean back and repeat this, or repeat, I can breathe. I can breathe. As a matter of fact, if you go to my Facebook page, Alexandra Loves, for like a month and a half after George Floyd was lynched, I did a morning exercise almost every single day. And I did it for free. And it was I can breathe exercises. And we were together for 15 minutes, 45 minutes on Fridays, but 15 minutes like almost every single day for all the month of June and maybe July, and then intermittently through August. There's so many, and some of them might even be on my YouTube channel, Alexandra Loves, that are just these really short breathing exercises, and they're just there for free for you to experience. So that is there for you too. Okay. Is this helpful to you? Wicked marshmallow. The pillows, yes. In fact, I have pressure on my shoulders. And yeah, this is going to be really good for you. And I don't have my tools here. I have a lot of tools for breathing my back, because whenever I get PTSD or a lot of anxiety, breathing is a big thing for me too. That pressure within my lungs, and I start feeling my body cowering, like I can't take this. I'm holding it all. Yeah. Okay. We have 2 more questions. Again, these sessions I'm doing through Africa Week 2020. Come join us there. Please check out the schedule. If anybody has a chance to go over to Africa Week 2020 and then click on September event and then schedule and put it in the box, I would love that. Thank you. Okay. We are going to go back up to a question for Tessa and then Marissa. Hello. Morning. Tessa's Soliday. Is that like holiday? I love it. And TG, thank God it's Friday from Idaho. Yes, TGIF. Just okay. JC and I would like to know if we are good for each other and if there's any third parties involved, and guidance for my career factor, please and thank you. JC and I would like to know if we're good for each other and if there's any third parties involved. Third parties. I don't totally know what you mean by third parties, because that could mean that you're like looking for a throuple, which I don't judge. That works for a lot of people. Or thank you, Wicked Marshmallow. Thank you so much. And come back, like, come back when I do lives on my own page. And also my sessions are always, October is open. So if you want to go deeper into that, we can. Tessa, I don't know if that means that you're looking for, Imani says, thanks. Opening TL has helped reduce my anxiety enormously. Yeah. Community is a way to, like, finding like good community around you is a way to reduce anxiety. So, yeah, Tessa, let me know. Tessa Soliday. Third parties like cheating. Okay. Okay, so for those of you who might just be joining, a lot of the work that I do and sort of what I created my business on for a long time was love. I was still am a love attraction coach. That's even now when I'm doing ancestral work and spiritual work with people, especially with women. Women tend to find themselves quite a bit within relationships. It seems to be a way in which they are on their path and their journey. Now, I will tell you, Tessa, I cannot answer questions very directly, especially in this setting of like, yes, there's cheating and no, there's not cheating, right? I can't do that. You're saying JC, and I would like to know, is JC your partner? Because if you both are there, then maybe a conversation just needs to be had about are there third parties? So just as a love attract, just as a relationship coach, I would say, are you willing to be with somebody who is cheating? What does that mean for you? Are you in a relationship that's worth working through that? And those are the first things that I would say. So I can't enter like, yes, there's cheating and no, there's not. But what I can offer is a reading on how you can proceed in your life right now, because it sounds like you just have questions about the integrity of a relationship that you're in. Yeah, it sounds like you have questions about the integrity of the relationship you're in. Because it sounds like you're in a relationship that you would like to be monogamous, but maybe is not monogamous on the other side, and there's maybe lies about it. Okay. So now, before I go into this, I want to say that we don't always take these cards literally. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. My hit is that this is not actually literal. You can decide to take it literal if you want, but this is not actually literal. Fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So what this suggests to me, especially because of the question you specifically asked, is righteous honesty. Okay? This in your relationship. We just want to know if it will work long term. Yes. Okay, so what you're saying is you're together right now and you want to know that is this gonna go well, or will there be a possible cheating? Will one of you possibly cheat? Is that what you're saying? We just want to know if it will work long term. Look, I'll tell you what, if what you want to know if it will work long term, then you have to be fearlessly open about how you feel. You have to not fear how you feel. Any relationship that's going to work, it's between two people who respect, love, and trust each other, who are compatible with each other. If one of you is feeling like, wow, like I want to open up sexually and be with other people, then you have to talk about it. Otherwise it will become a cheat. Otherwise, if they act on it, it will become a cheating. Sometimes open relationships work for people, sometimes they don't. You have to be strong enough and have this, both of you have to be strong enough and have the steam enough within yourselves to be fearlessly honest and to be able to have the humor in it that is like, okay, you know, I'm not going to punish this person because they don't want to be with me anymore. This is just life. You know, there's a lot of pain in this life. If we do not allow the humor in, if we do not allow some lightheartedness in, then everything is going to destroy us over and over and over again, and then destroy our futures over and over and over again. So as far as it working long term, how can you two become best friends? How can you two become such best friends and have such love and respect for each other that you can come to your best friend and say, this is not quite working? Because then you can have a conversation. What can we do to make it work? And if it has to do with what you specifically asked about, which is the cheating, which includes betrayal, and when we're talking about cheating, not open relationship agreements to be with other people. When we're talking about cheating specifically, we're talking about lying, we're talking about betrayal, we're talking about disrespect. Sometimes we're talking about, some people will call this assault, some people wouldn't. We're talking about violation, because sometimes if you cheat outside a relationship, then you are definitely bringing in spiritual force back into that relationship. You can bring incubus or succubus energy back into the relationship, but you can also bring something physical conditions or disease, right back into the relationship. So you're worried about trust. So my first suggestion about that is, I'll point to it again. God, you can't even see it on the thing, but fiercely revealing emotion. If you're worried about trusting each other, then I highly suggest that you find like a third-party counselor to help you on your own trust issues in here. Because in order to be able to trust, look, trust is not like a thing that's like, I trust you, I trust this. It's constantly changing. Just like when you drive your car and you say you have a car and it's been dependable forever, and then one day something happens and like the brakes go out and you like crash into like a light post or whatever. Your trust with that machine is broken. Okay, you have to rebuild. It's like getting back on the horse, right? You have to rebuild it. You fall off the horse. The best thing to do is get right back on, is to challenge the situation, is to, I should say, engage with the situation, get right back on the horse. That's what they mean when they say get back on the horse. So if you have trust is something that's constantly moving and you have to constantly build. Relationships are also empty. You have to fill them. Okay. So I suggest that if you both have trust, worried about trusting, then you need to work on it within yourself. Like, what is okay for me? What's not okay for me? Am I willing to really talk about the things? Am I really, what part of a relationship is being able to be really uncomfortable in conversations about what's not working? If we're expecting to be in a relationship that's all lollipops and gumdrops and it's going to be awesome and fun all the time, then that relationship is not going to go well. Part of getting to the really good stuff has to do with going through the awkward stuff, going through the conflicts within ourselves, with our partners, sometimes at nauseum, until we get to that place where we can find our common ground. And if you can't do that with each other, find a counselor that will help you. Okay, find a counselor that will help you go through that. Get yourselves involved in trust building exercises. Okay, you can develop trust with somebody you don't have trust with. It's not all lost. You can develop that. Okay. She says, I love your honesty. Yeah. You want to be in a relationship with your best friend. Look at who you do trust in your life. How do you build that with your partner? You have to trust each other and love each other and respect each other so much that if it's not working, even if it hurts, you will let them go with love. Okay, one last thing I'll have you both focus on. Catharsis. Catharsis. I don't know if you'll be able to see those words. And then we'll get to Marissa's question right after this. I wish you could see those words so you could rewind the video. Okay, yeah, you can't see the words. I'm sorry. Marissa, are you still here? Feel your feelings before you try to move forward. This is so important for relationships. Before you plan that vacation that you think is going to save your relationship, especially since the holidays are coming up, this is what I hear all the time. People be in a relationship, or and they've made an agreement, like, we're going to my mom's house for Thanksgiving and my mom's house for December, for Christmas, all Hanukkah, or whatever it is. And you might be in a place where your relationship is new, or you might be in a place where you need a break. Take the break. If you decide together you need a break, don't force yourself into a vacation. I see you, Marissa. Don't force yourself into a vacation. Don't force yourself into planning, going to each other's families' houses when something unaddressed is way out of balance and out of whack, and you don't know what you're going to do about it. Part of the beauty of a relationship is that it's not on a timeline. Get rid of any ideas you have, like, we get married by this time, we have baby by this time, we move in by this time. So don't let yourself be programmed by the movies or by your culture or religion or anything that your friends are doing. Your friends are not in your relationship. They might know you, they might love you, but they're not your heart. You have your heart, and JC has JC's heart, and you, Tessa, have your heart. You decide together. It's your universe that you're creating together. You're on your timeline. So feel your feelings before you try to move forward. Also, in relationships, we're not looking for equality. You're looking for balance. Take the idea of equality. That's a colonial idea. The idea of equality is like tit for tat. That's when people start making lists. I did this, so you should do this. And you did this, and I expected this, and you should have read my mind. Balance. Balance. If you start looking at your relationship this way, you'll be able to start feeling like, she's angry and I don't totally understand why, but I'm in this I committed to be in this relationship and I want us both to be happy. This affects me. How can I listen? It might not be my fault. It might be something I did, but we're not going to move forward until we find balance. He is being distant with me. I don't know why. It might be something I did. It might not. I don't know. I don't even know if I need to take responsibility for anything, but I need to listen. What's up? What's going on? I'm here to listen. I'm not going to judge you. This is what your best friend does. I'm going to listen to you, JC. I think JC might be the guy, maybe. Or maybe another girl. I'm not sure. JC, I'm going to listen to you because I don't know what's going on. You're distant, and I want to listen to you without judgment because I'm your friend, and we're in this together. What is it? You listen. And even if it's about you, then you go, oh, I had no idea. You don't explain. You just, okay, I had no idea. I want to be in this relationship with you. There's got to be a solution to this. That's what best friends do. That's how you build a relationship. And yes, you might have to have the conversation again. And yes, you might get better at it. If you don't get better at it, if it keeps being the same thing over and over again, if you can never trust each other, then find a way to part without destroying each other. That's the best gift you can give to each other if you decide not to be together, is to not give each other more baggage for the next relationship, especially if you're talking about trust issues. Catharsis. The solution may be emotional rather than logical. Remember, the Fool said, fiercely revealing emotion. For you two, it's all about being real about your emotions and being lighthearted about it. Humans, we're funny with our emotions. Let it be fun. Even in our, look, I'm somebody who laughs, especially in the deepest pain, the rockest bottoms, okay? Tessa and JC, is this making sense? We're almost done, and then we're going over to Marissa. A messy situation might be an important healing in disguise. Yeah, a messy situation might be an important healing in disguise. All painful things are a opportunity to heal. All painful things are an opportunity to heal. All of it. It is where you will find your pleasure in the journey of healing the painful things. Tessa and JC, was this helpful to you? Did this work for you? Did you get something that you can work with as you move on? Let me know as I go on to Marissa. Alexandra, I do have a question for guidance. I've been feeling very sick and down because of the state of the world. Yes, it is 2020 at the fall equinox. The world is burning. The world is flooding. Okay. Are there steps I can take to limit that feedback response? I spent a lot of time hiking, working on hobbies with my familia. I also cover my crown when I leave home. Yes, all of these, all of these. Okay, I'm going to give you some guidance. Let me just shuffle up these cards. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffles, shuffle, shuffle, shuffles, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, for those of you, while I'm shuffling these cards, for those of you, okay, so Tessa is like, love, love, love it. Yes. Blessings to your relationship. Blessings to both of you. You know, like this is blessings. I wish the very, very best for you. Okay. Okay. And remember, as I'm shuffling these cards, I do these readings on my own. For those of you, I'm going to tell you right now, I do readings like this on occasion. I'm taking a little bit of a break, but I do regular readings on my own Facebook page, Alexandra Loves, Loves. That's where you can find me. Please do go and follow that because I love doing these readings. And I also want to say, I can only go so deep, like on there's my thing. I can only go so deep on an internet sort of realm. We can go much deeper. We can go much deeper if you're booking a session with me, and also they're recorded, so you can, the deep dive sessions are recorded, so you can re-listen, because a lot of times when we work together, thanks, have a great day, Tessa Soliday. When we're working together, there'll be a lot of things that come out that land for you, and then things that'll land for you later, and so those readings actually will go really far for you, and you can find those readings at Alexandra Loves. Okay. Also, especially for those of you who are thinking about anxiety, having anxiety stuff, there's a free guide. I have all sorts of free things for you. There's a free guide on my website, alexandraloves.com. I put that in there too. And it's called Unstuck, Remedy for Internal Toxicity. It's a very simple class with a couple bonus. I think there's like a bonus audio. Yeah, there's a bonus audio in there to prompt you. That's minutes long, but the class is longer. But there's a bonus audio in there that helps you put this thing into practice. This remedy of getting unstuck for when you get triggered, which has happened in 2020, as Marissa is saying, like just the world around us. For when you get triggered, for when you whatever you are experiencing, that's just stuck inside you. That's why I made it, and it's free. It's a free downloadable. And by free, I don't mean you download it and then like there's a thing that says, and you pay $10. No, I mean, it's actually free. When I say free, it is free. Okay. So are there steps I can take to limit that feedback response you're getting from the world? As somebody who's super sensitive and an empath, I have not found a way that's successful in limiting that intake, that sensitivity, besides getting away from human beings. If you can find seclusion, yes. If you can find a way to be away from all human beings. So if you can, I often will book an Airbnb in secluded places when I can do it, and go for 3 days minimum. No internet, no phone, turn everything off, and just for 3 days not be connected in with human beings. Now, I still can feel the pressure of the world around me, but not nearly as much, because we're all receptors and we're all projecting. When we're around human beings, when we're around these EMF signals, when we're around sort of, the density of population, then we're going to feel it more, of course. And you have really good practices here already, covering your head, hiking and everything. So like when you're hiking, that's something that helps. Sometimes you do have to get away. put a call out on your, I do this all the time. If you can't afford it, put a call out on your Facebook and be like, I have to get away from my own sanity and my own grounding. I must get away. Does anybody have a secluded place that I can go to, even if it's for just a day? Is there anybody that can help me with that? You could go, I can't remember where you live, Marissa. Are you in Puerto Rico? Can you go camping for a couple days? You know, just get away. But limiting it, I don't know, but you can filter it. You can get new and better tools for filtering what comes in for you every single day. And a lot of the filtering has to do with morning and evening practices that you do consistently. Okay, so I'm going to get a suggestion here. Oh my God. And I'm telling you, I literally just shuffled this deck 3 times and Earth came up again. I'll be honest, Earth comes up for a lot of people. Earthing. I'm going to give you the same practice. Go stand outside, bare feet, stand on the ground, talk to the earth. The earth is here to help you recycle the emotions you don't need. That is one of the many functions of earth. If you can safely go outside and do this naked, lay naked on the ground and talk all of the anxiety, let the pressure out of anxiety, let it out. Full stream of consciousness. It's going to feel weird at first. It's going to feel weird at first because it's going to be awkward because we're used to, with anxiety, we're not used to speaking it out a lot. So sometimes we do, but Earth is literally a receptacle for this type of energy, pressure energy, to say it all out into the earth. Okay. She said, yeah, the card resonated with me when you pulled it earlier. Yes. He not PR yet. And in Ohio, preparing cold backpack season for a 25-mile hike. Yes. And shelter a lot with Joey, Zaza, and Sandra. Yes. Okay. So that your morning and evening practices is speaking into the earth. You can also hug a tree. I know this is like woo-woo for some people. If it's cold, where in Ohio you're gonna have snow and ice on the ground, you really want to be able to have your most direct connection to earth. So if there's a lot of snow and ice in the ground, you can't dig it out. You can quite literally hug a tree and say it into the tree. Okay, the tree will take it down for you. There's all these channels that are taking things down into the earth for you. If you look it up on the internet, there are tree hugging practices. There are tree hugging practices that have to do with anxiety. I'm sure there's somebody out there that is like their working of their life is teaching people how to do tree hugging for anxiety. Anyway, you can hug a tree and do that same practice. Talk all the anxiety out into the tree. Please take this from me. Please bring this back into there. Thank you, tree. Thank you for helping me. And it will go down all those channels and start magnetizing. Okay. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection with the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. So yeah. Okay, so that's the first thing. I do have a favorite tree on my usual route hike. I say hi to for every time. Do it. Hug that tree. There's a reason. There's a reason for everything. There are no coincidences. There are no coincidences. All right, I'll pull one more card for you. Metamorphosis. And I'll hold that there for a minute so you can rewind and screenshot. Metamorphosis. To commit to moving through so that I can experience the transformation that is needed. To commit to moving through so that I can experience the transformation that is asking to be felt and sensed. You know, us as sensitives and empaths, she's screaming, yes! We are born here specifically at this time, in a time where all of our structures are these psychopathic, controlling, colonial, whatever words that you have for it, structures that are meant to keep us small, that are meant to keep us unfeeling, that are meant to attempting to sever us from our spirit and living in that way, and to keep us enslaved psychologically and spiritually. And so one of the reasons that we have so many sensitives and empaths and people who feel, however you identify, people who feel, is because we are the remedy. We quite literally are beings that are born to be the remedy. And for us, you know, we're also warriors. And for us to be feeling, it's very, there used to be this thing where it'd be like, go take your time, go away from the world, like take care of yourself. It's the most important thing. But really, we are needed. We need to be seen. We need to be around. We need to be around people. We need to teach our new generations. We need to be involved with the building of this new world that's happening, that's coming. We're needed. It's necessary. We're critical to building a better world. Our existence and our wisdom, what comes through us and the way we feel, it's critical for the new world. And so we must have practices to help ground ourselves. We must constantly be working on how we deal with the pressure of the world around us. So you have that grounding. And if you have the tree that you can hug, right? Allow things to move through you. Say this. Go back to this video and then take a picture of it. It's probably at like 1 minute and like 1 hour and 35 minutes. Okay. Oh, you can't see it, but say this over and over again. Don't go get unstuck for my website too. It's for free. But in the morning, you want to say to yourself, affirmation or a command for yourself. I let these things move through me. I let these things move through me. I don't have to hold on to these pressures. We are moving. We are the river. I acknowledge that I tend to feel all the pressure. I acknowledge that I tend to hold on to it. It's okay for me to let it go. It's okay for me to not hold the whole world in my hands. It's okay for me to let this move through me. Okay. Command yourself to do that. Okay. You're the lead. Your whole spiritual team and your spirit will follow. So you have to do it in that. You don't have to do it that way, but if you decide to do it in that way, do it every morning. Spend 3 minutes in the morning, every morning, speaking this concept or these words themselves into your being. I wish my camera would focus in on that better. Speak it into your being more consistently. Okay. Marissa, is this hitting it for you? Are you getting it? Does it feel good for you? Let me know. Yuko and Taylor, I see you there, but I do have to end. I want to tell you, go to my Facebook page and follow, and you'll see me. I'm trying to come back doing at least once a week or something like that. But I'm going to do more readings there. For the rest of you, please come to Africa Week 2020. I have a couple of closing remarks for you, but please do come to Africa Week 2020. Our September event is still going. I'm going to post the event calendar right here. We're going to have yoga later and numerology. And right now, I think there's a discussion on language is power. So you can switch over to that. That just started about 15 minutes ago. Marissa is saying, I will allow things to move through me, acknowledge my feelings, and that's okay for me to let this go. Yes. Yes. All right. So I'm not going to do any more cards, but I want to say to everybody here, look, this is the end of the world. It's true. It's the end of the world as we know it. Thank Goddess. But it is the beginning of a new one, a better one, and we all build it together. There's not a single person watching this now or in a replay that is not part of building this new world together. We are blessed and we get to move it to, we get to build it together. What a blessing that we get to do this. Be who you are. When in doubt, be who you are. When you're triggered, when you're in conflict, stop and breathe first. The system tells you not to breathe. The system tells you to be under control. The system tells you to listen to the loudest person. The system tells you to put your pain on somebody else. Take somebody else down. Your success is dependent on standing on somebody else's shoulders. Lift each other up. Walk away from something you don't like. Let a person be on their own journey. Don't get involved with vampires. If you did, your instincts and your intuition are correct. It's on all the time. Your instincts and intuition, they're all on the time. They're always working in your favor. Your instincts and your intuition is a divine device to help you get to where you want to be. We have to do this together. We have to be strong together. You dig? Are you with me? Yes? Okay. Thank you for being here. You all are so lovely. Again, come follow me over on my page. I'm always open for sessions. If you go to alexandraloves.com and click on work with me, there's ways to get in touch with me for that. I do have low income sessions that I open up once a month for those who cannot do a deep dive session. It is my great pleasure to be here with you all and enjoy your time in this world. Okay. Bye-bye.